Hey, this is Amy with Momma-Builds. Come build with me. So today I am starting round two of my barn house investigation. And I'm not in my natural texture pack today. Today I'm just in a flat world, regular, everyday Minecraft. So I started with a rectangle, and it is, I believe, 34 long ways this way, 34 by, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 34 by 16. Now I came up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is pretty low for me. But then I went in 2 and came up 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and just did that for, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then I came straight up to do that middle taller section to make it look more barn-ish. So you're going to help me finish this. Now that you know the specs that I'm dealing with here, you can make yours longer. The longer you make it, the more barn feel I think it's going to have. But I do think at some point it's going to look funky if you do too much. So don't go too crazy. All right, so you know what? I didn't want to do that. I'm already screwing up. All right, so I would go in 2 and then come up 1, right? So 2, come up 1, 2, come up 1. I just didn't get rid of the bottom blocks over there, but that's all right. We will remedy that. So let's go ahead and start attaching. I'll get rid of those now. These guys, because this is going to be my roof. So my plan is to have the outer parts of my rectangle, these ones that are lower, are obviously not going to be two-story because there's just not enough space. However, with that said, there will be 2 stories um, in the middle here where it's taller. All right, and we're going to do this side exactly the same. I'm going to come in. So soon we're going to have an interior day where I go around and do interior for that brown house over there. I did a resin house and a brick house the other day, and I need to start finishing the inside of my houses. It kills me to know that I've got like 4 houses in this world that I've built as tutorials that I've not done the insides of. It kills me. All right, so there's our basic shape to our barn house. Let's go ahead and decide where we want to put some windows. I'm going to do a window here. I don't want my windows too big because this is going to be, like I said, 2-story. So I do want to keep it a little less crazy. So I'm going to do, if that is going to be like a line, I'm going to want to wait. How far did I go up? 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 is a nice number. Nice and round. That'll be good. Alright, whatever I do on this side, I'm gonna do over on that side. So there's that part. I went in one, and then I went in one. So that should be good. Alright, I'm gonna fill these guys in. Just kind of get a feel for where I'm gonna be able to put my second floor and how that's all gonna look. Right across there, fill this guy in. Now I chose, these are mangrove planks, right? Yeah. I chose mangrove because a couple of reasons. It has kind of that reddish tint that, you know, I think of like a classic barn is like red, right? So to kind of help keep with that theme, I decided I wanted to do the red planks. I also like the planks versus just like a red concrete block because I really like the texture that it gives, makes it feel more woody, which I think is kind of important for a more rustic build like a barn house. So there we go. That's looking pretty darn good. And the great thing about this is that we can come in and do like an extra window if we wanted to. It wouldn't work out so great with that guy, but we could do it with both of these, and it's gonna just let in a little extra light and just be kind of cute. So I'm gonna go over here and fill in my windows the exact same spot. Now, an interesting thing about this house, I think, is going to be where we're going to put the staircase and how it's all going to work out um, for the second floor. Because normally houses are fairly square. It makes it easier to know where to put things. It's kind of, you know, you can kind of do it anywhere. But when you're talking about some of the house being 1 story, the rest of the house being 2 story, how do you meet everything up properly? Where do you put the staircase so you're like uh, not taking up too much living space, but that you can still like get upstairs properly? So it's going to be interesting for sure. All right, I'm going to close this guy off. See, even just building is kind of awkward with the shape of that roof. All right, we're going to fill this guy in. You know, the funniest thing is that when I am doing a tutorial, I'm usually trying to go fast because I have an hour that I can record playtime on PS4 before it starts dubbing out the beginning of your video to be able to continue taping what you're doing. And so my videos are never more than an hour long because I can't do more than an hour because all I do is record PS4 time. And it's funny because I try to go quick to try to make my videos as short as possible to fit everything in, and talking and whatever about my videos as I go just slows me way down and I make more mistakes than I ever used to. So being, you know, building on YouTube has definitely been a learning experience for me. All right, so I'm gonna do 2. I think that's it. I would like to be able to maybe do like a fireplace on one of these ends. I'm not sure which one yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do a fireplace on both. That's also a possibility, but because of how small this house is going to end up, it's also possible that I might need to do a bedroom downstairs. as well, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet. I'm just trying to get these basic 4 walls up. Alright, so there we go, you guys. We have the basic bottom portion of our house filled in. So this is the taller section, right? And I'm gonna, I think, if I come right here, do followed. Okay, so I'm gonna come in 1. This is gonna be where a window should be. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should be another window. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have another set of 2. Does that look, that doesn't look right. I didn't do something right. Okay, we can do this, guys. We can do this. See what I mean? It just makes stupid mistakes and it just slows me down. So, okay. You know what? This is a square. We're just going to go in evenly. 1, 2, 1, 2. And if it doesn't line up perfectly with the front ones, I kind of don't care. Okay. Window, window. And it is possible that I'm going to make this a door out to the back. So, as I'm thinking and building here, ideas are coming to me about how I want to place things, what I want my floor plan to look like. And one of the things that's great about any home, but I think should also be a part of a barn house, is the ability to go outside through a back door and having an outdoor space. Okay, so I'm building this up, and I'm going to add windows later once I decide where my second floor is going to actually be, where I'm going to put my staircase. So it'll be a lot easier to make those decisions once I know that. So I'm just going to fill this in, and then we're going to do these upper side walls here. So one thing to consider as well is that the barn house is going to have this A-framed roof in the front. So it's going to be pretty tall. Like so. That's pretty tall. I may not have needed to make that so tall. I mean, the thing about it though is it going to look funny? Should I lower it? Just a little bit maybe. It's going to be a miracle if this actually works out okay. It's not usually how things work out for me. Okay. Let's just get rid of these guys. Nice thought, but we're not doing it. And I'm going to meet up with this guy, and that's going to tell me to get rid of you, and we can just shape that side as we complete the roof for the middle section. And that'll be just fine. Alright. So I can tell you right now, time-wise, I'm not going to be able to do the interior, even with having some of it already built to make it go a little faster. Just kind of the way it works out sometimes. But if you're interested in the interior of this farmhouse, by all means, let me know and be like, hey, Momma-Builds, I need you to please make sure that you make a video of how you chose to do the interior. So maybe you can decide if you want to do yours that same way or if there may be some differences that you'd like to make. That's the great thing about Minecraft, is that you can really just do whatever you want to. Okay, so there we go. So we've got our roof going on. Now I'm going to... There's a part of me that would really just like to go outside and make more, go on the outer part, you know, to make more room, because this inner part is not that big, but I don't think we're gonna. So I do think that I can safely say that we for sure need to have some windows up here. So did I go into, I did, I went into 1, 2, for sure. I'm also pretty sure we're gonna need some upper windows up here as well. That one's too tall. Why did I do that? Because I'm trying to talk while I build. Okay. So once we get this up, I'm going to put in a couple of windows like I did on the other side. Just so it's not super dark and we're not spawning bats and stuff everywhere. And then we're going to decide where we want to put our upstairs second floor. So I'm going to get out my white pale oak planks. And if I were to just do the obvious easy thing, which would be to be right here, is it going to be tall enough? It's really kind of the question, right? It's going to be a huge freaking staircase, though. That's the thing, right? Like, this is, because it's an A-frame roof, yeah, there's plenty of space. It's fine, like tallness wise. But if I did it down here, it would be a lot easier to get to with the staircase. However, with that said, you then need to bring down the wall, right? You would have to bring the wall down to that level and then across, like so. So that's kind of what you need to decide and look at. Like, how does that look? How does that roof line look? It's okay. It's not the best, but you know, we could do it. We could do it. So what do you think? Those are the things, like when you're making a barn house like this, you need to decide. Do you want to bring this down and make a really tall second story and kind of smush the first story, or bring it up to the kind of obvious line, but you're going to have a gigantic staircase? So there are things I like about this, but I think I'm going to stick with the more obvious line. But I just wanted to bring that up and show you that there are definite options, and that you do not have to place it here at this more obvious line. You can bring the wall down and bring your floor down and keep that staircase to the second floor smaller. Here's the other thing. This is a barn house. Barn houses are known, at least barns in general, are known for their like lofts. So we can maybe forego the whole staircase thing, because this isn't the biggest house in the world, and just do a ladder because that is also a possibility. So I didn't do those exactly the same, but that's okay. I like how they turned out regardless. I do too. I did too. All right, that works. And then just so that it's not like so stinking dark in here, I like the light. Okay. I know it's a little gratuitous, but we're gonna do it. Okay, so now we need to make some decisions. How are we gonna get to that second floor? Well, like I said, one of the easiest ways to do it and takes up the least amount of space is to just do a ladder. So then, like, if I'm going to make this a doorway out to the backyard, like so, which I totally can do. And I'm going to need to put this guy, like, right here. So then the question is, do I want to do, like, split it in two and it'd be like two bedrooms that are separate and that you have to go up the ladder for this side to get to this one and vice versa unless you put like a door between the two. So let's do something like that. That might be kind of fun. Kind of different than what I've done in the past. So all right, so we've got two ladders up. I don't know what the deal is, but holy cow. Okay, so here's the thing that's going to irritate me is this room's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Stuff like that drives me so bonkers. You have no idea. So what we can do, and this is what I do for some things that I'll go halfway and then move over so that the space is the same, but everybody like so gets the same amount of space. So it's weird and it seems like it's ridiculous, but it's what I do because I don't like that one room is bigger than the other. It just irritates me. So that's what we're going to do. If we're going to split this room in half, we're going to split it in half. So here's the other deal. Am I going to get rid of those entirely, or are we going to just do like windows up there? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, the glitchiness. So once we get this wall up, I think that we should do a door up here. Just because it is stupid, like, hey, come over and do this with me or do that with me. Oh, I can't. I don't have a... I gotta go down the ladder and then up the ladder to your room. It's just kind of weird, right? So, maybe we'll just do like one right here. It goes into that side. And hallelujah. You got it. Okay. So we're going to fill that in. Alright, so we have one room, two rooms. And I think that even though the wall is like that, it makes me feel good to know that they are the same size. That's how crazy I am. Okay. So here's the other deal though. is that now I want to do windows, but the windows are not going to be the same. So I need to decide, how do I want to do I think that's exactly how we're going to do it. And then, so it's 2 in from the side, so we're going to do that same thing over here. It's 2 in from the side, 1, 2, and I believe that it's 4. Is that correct? No, it's 3. I can remedy that. Okay. All right. I realize I didn't put those on the same level, and that's probably going to drive some people crazy. It would drive me crazy. So we'll just have to fix that. All right. So then we need to ask ourselves, I mean, you could fill in, I wouldn't do from here, but you could fill this in a little bit if you wanted to. I think I'm just going to leave mine open, but that is a possibility. So we've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. They have their windows, except for they don't have their windows on the other side, so I'm full of crap. So 1, 2. You guys got to keep me on my toes. I'm getting old and I forget. It's sad. Okay, there we go. Now we have the windows. Everything is good to go. For the bedrooms upstairs. So we know that this house has at least 2 bedrooms. This is not the biggest space in the world. I mean, I could easily do a kitchen, a dining room, and a living room, no problem, no questions asked. If I were to make like a downstairs bedroom, it's going to be a little trickier, but I think it's going to be well worth it. So we're going to give it a little college try here. So I'm going to just take the natural line that we already have and just kind of go off that. And I might do this on the other side as well and not completely close it in, so that we can have a little separation of the living room and like the kitchen dining room area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now let's meet these babies up. So if you haven't already, guys, please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps my channel, so I really do appreciate it when people subscribe. I made it to 120 subscribers today, and I'm hoping to get to 150 by the end of the month. So it would be super appreciated if you could help get me there. Also, I say this always at the end, but I feel like sometimes maybe I should say it in the middle in case people don't watch the whole video and they just are getting ideas for stuff for a minute and then they go, which is totally fine. That subscribing really, really helps. Doesn't cost anything, but also let me know what you want to see more of, because those will be the videos I will do. What types of tutorials would you like? What types of tours of what types of buildings would you like? And I will try to accommodate the best that I can. All right, so I like that a lot, actually. So I'm not going to close this all the way in, but I did a farmhouse kitchen the other day, and it was more closed off than I normally do, and I loved it so very much. And so we are just going to take this in a little bit like this, and that's going to be my kitchen closed off area right there. Okay, so you're going to come in, and this is going to be the living room area. This is going to be a kitchen and dining room. That's going to be the master bedroom over here. And then we have our 2 loft bedrooms upstairs. I think that that works out really well, and I like it a lot. So let's go and get our kitchen stuff. So first things first, every kitchen has to have some cake because cake is delicious. And then we're going to get... Okay, so here's the thing. Normally I do barrels, but I want this kitchen to look extra good. So I think I'm going to use um, not barrels. I think I'm going to use wood with trapdoors just because I can use the pale oak. Excuse me, sorry for having a cough. And I just think that that has a farmhouse vibe to it. So let's go up here. We're going to get our trapdoor. And then we're going to choose the color of wood that we want. And because it's, that would be that would make a cool looking, I think this will be cool. I'll show you what I mean. This is going to be a neat looking like countertop. So if I do this little number here, like so, it's going to be our farmhouse sinks right here. That one probably doesn't really need it. I don't need that many sinks. So then we're going to go like so, and that's going to be our cabinet doors. But I love the look of the oak for like this cool looking countertop. So I'm super excited about that. Now I'm going to do something like that. I think it's going to be like a really kickin' stovetop there. It's going to be big. And then, the question is, do I want like a little bit of an eat-in kitchen area? So like a little breakfast nook, possibly, yes. So maybe I won't go quite so far over there. All right, and then we're gonna do some cabinets over here, and I'm gonna do some shelves. Let's get the pale oak slab here. And we're just going to have some nice open shelves. Maybe not quite so high though. No, they gotta be. They gotta be high like this so we can sit something on them. But, so that's gonna look super cute. Okay, so then we'll do a little table here and a living room here. But I'm starting to run out of time. So we will come back and do part 2. So come on back and we will finish the inside, but I think this is all I can do today. But look at how that's looking. That is going to be a super sweet barn house, guys. So come on back for part 2. We'll finish the interior. We'll do our roof. We'll do some outside living space. I think this is going to be like a pretty sweet barn house. I'm super excited for how it's turning out. So come on back. Join me for part 2. And as always, you guys, keep building.